All right, today we are going to start differently for weights. We're going to start on our back and we'll use our ball to get started. So as you come down onto your back, let's take our ball and place it on the middle of your back, right? In between those elbow bones back there. Let the back of your head touch that ball a little bit. So really you're just kind of opening your heart and it feels really good. So let's start there today. Sometimes it's nice to kind of get the abs in a little earlier. We're going to place it back and you're just going to position yourself. Now, if you do not have a ball, you could try putting a brick there or a small pillow. And if you don't, just lie flat on the floor. It's absolutely fine. But make sure the back of your head can touch that ball so you're not putting stress on your neck. Keep the feet on the floor and the knees bent. And then just let the arms go out wide. Should feel really nice. Take a couple deep breaths. It's nice to start with an open heart because quite frankly, how else would you want to live? So welcome yourself to your mat. Maybe ask yourself or remind yourself what brings you to your mat each morning. And is there any special needs you have today? It is Wednesday weight day, so we will focus on strength. 3 being the magic number, meaning we'll try and get 3 sets in of minimum of most things. Begin to lift the head off of the ball and just gently take that ball out and find your way down to the mat all the way. Extend the legs out long and bring the arms over your head. Give yourself a big good morning stretch, pushing that ball away. Imagining your toes are reaching for the opposite wall. Breathe in deep. And then as you exhale, tip over to the right hand side, just side bend. Inhale back to the center, and then exhale, side bend to the left. And then coming back to the center, take it back over to the right-hand side. So this time, step your feet over there as well. You take a nice C stretch. Stepping back to the center, big breath in, exhale over to the left, and step your feet to the left. And then find your way right back to the center. Begin to lift that ball up off the floor. Begin to peel up slowly and reach forward. Take your time. And then rolling the spine back, chin to chest. Find your way back to the mat and release. Inhale, peel up. Exhale, just press forward and reach. Inhale, roll back. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, roll up. Exhale, push. Inhale, roll back. And exhale, let it go. Inhale, roll up. Exhale, reach forward. Inhale, roll back. And let it go. Inhale, up. Exhale, reach. Inhale, roll back. Exhale, let it go. One more time. Inhale, roll up. Exhale, reach forward. And then come all the way back down. Leave the ball straight up to the sky. Bring the right leg and the ball together for 1. And now the left for 2. And now the right for 3. And the left. Just dropping the leg and the ball down simultaneously. Just keep reaching. Good. One more on the left, and then we're going to circle the ball behind the leg on the right. Transfer it to the left hand and release. Other side, lift the leg, circle behind it and release. Lift and circle and release, and lift and circle and release. Lift and circle and release, and lift and circle and release. One more each way and release, and then take it and lie down and hold. Good job. Put the feet to the floor. Bring the ball on top of your legs as you pull them into you. Head and shoulders come off the floor. Slide that ball down the right shin and extend the left leg. Breathe in and pull into that leg. Exhale, switch. Pull in and 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 switch. And pull in and switch. Pull in and switch. Pull in and switch. One more each side. Perfect. Bring both knees right back into you. Bring the head back to the floor. Well done. Bring yourself to a seated position and tuck the ball behind the lower back. You don't have a ball, you can just take a nice diagonal, grab your heavier of the weights and bring them by your side. Falling back on that ball, making sure it's tucked and snug. Come up and pull the weights to shoulders. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Take them back down. Bring the weights on top, bring the hands to your chest, leave the weights on the floor. Come up and turn to the right, come back down, come up and turn to the left, and come back down. Come and turn to the right and back and to the left and back, to the right and back and to the left and back. 2 more times and back. And then slowly come all the way up, reaching for the legs. Bring the soles of your feet together and just bow forward. Beautiful. Let's go for round number 2. Tuck that ball back in, grab those weights for those bicep curls, lean back, and then come up and pull the weights for 8 and for 7 and for 6 and for 5 and for 4 and for 3 and for 2 and for 1. Release the weights, cross the arms over your chest, fall back and now twist to the right or left, it doesn't matter, and twist the other way. And twist, and twist, and twist, and twist, and twist, and twist. Coming back to the center, put the soles of your feet together and just hinge forward. Nice, easy stretch. And then one last time, feet to the floor, grab the weights, lean back. Let's pull and curl the biceps for 8, for 7, for 6, for 5, and for 4, and for 3, and for 2, and for 1. Release the weights, crisscross the arms, come up and twist for 1 and back. Keep going. Just alternate side to side. Perfect. And then just one more time. Coming back to the center, let's find that little stretch. Soles of the feet together and bow forward. Well done. Sitting back up, remove that ball and find your way back onto your back, bringing your hips off the floor, tuck the ball underneath your sacrum, just underneath that lower back. It should feel really comfortable here. Perfect. Reach for those heavier weights or lighter, it's up to you. Bring the feet off the floor and just steady here. Bring the elbows out wide. And we're going to push the weights to the sky for 1 and for 2. Feel that balance for 3, for 4, for 5, for 6, for 7, and for 8. Now, if this is, let the arms rest back on the floor. If this is just too wobbly for you, feel free to take the ball out from underneath you or drop the weights. All right, extend the right leg out and pull it in, left leg out and pull it in, right leg out and pull it in, left leg out and pull it in, right leg out and in, left leg out and in, 2 more times, and then we'll resume once again. So steady yourself and find your balance. Push the weights to the sky for 8, for 7, for 6, for 5, for 4, and for 3, and for 2. Last one, let the arms bring you back to balance. Push away the right leg for 1, and left for 2, and right, and left, and right, and left, and right, and left. 2 more sets, right and left, and right and left. 1 more, you've got this. And we'll do our final set, reconnect, seek balance, push the weights to the sky for 8, for 7, for 6, for 5, and for 4, and for 3, and for 2, and for 1. Let the arms rest on the floor, giving yourself little kickstands here. Kick the right leg out, and now left. Keep it going, right and left, right and left, and right and left. Well done. We have 4 more. Here's 4, and here's 3, and here's 2, and then just 1 more time, and bring the knees back in. Release your weights to the floor. Bring the feet straight to the sky. Keep the arms by your side to help balance you, and let's go ahead and create some circles with those legs. Perfect. Let's make that circle a little bigger by dropping down and around and up. Find it your circle, the one that works best for you. Perfect. 2 more big circles. Grow it as you can. And then stop in the middle, reconnect if your legs have come apart, and go the other way. Start small and precise, keeping the legs connected. Perfect. Now start to grow it. It's up to you how big you want to go with the circle. And 1 more. And release. Bending your knees, place your feet on the floor, remove the ball. Beautiful. Take your knees and rock them a little side to side. Let's go ahead and move into a bridge pose with our ball between our legs. Squeezing it tight, inner thighs. Use the outer part of your legs to get to the middle of that ball. Anchor your feet, your heels to the floor, tuck your chest. Push your chest up and tuck your shoulders under, and slowly begin to lift. Move those shoulders further under, creating just a little more space to lift taller. Good. Now using the outer thighs, not the knees, squeeze in for 8, for 7, for 6, for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Now pulse up for 8, for 7, for 6, for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, hold it up, pulse in for 8, for 7, inner thighs, not knees, 4 more, for 4, for 3, for 2, hold in, now pulse up for 8, for 7, for 6, for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, hold it up, pulse in, inner thighs, press, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, hold in, press up, last set, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and slowly drop it down. Fantastic. Release the ball from those inner thighs. Take the legs out long. Let's roll ourselves all the way up to a seated pose. All the way up. Beautiful. Release the ball for just a moment. Take your right knee and bend it, cross it over the other leg. Root down and get tall through the spine. So as though you're leaning against a wall here, pulling the knee to your opposite shoulder, place that right hand behind you. Push the floor away to seek a little extra space and then begin to pull and turn at the same time. One more inhalation. And then exhale, release, let it go, and twist the other way. Fantastic. Well done. Coming back to the center, place that foot inside your thigh. Lift the arms to the sky and bow forward. Inhale, find length. Exhale, chin moves towards shin. Beautiful. Reaching with that right arm, sweep it up over your head as it touches the floor behind you. Just lift it and pull the hips up. Big stretch. And then right back down to the mat we go. Extend both legs out and pull the left knee in. Cross the foot over. Seek your posture. Grab that knee. Place that left hand behind you and push the floor away. Take a breath in as you pull that knee towards you, and exhale, begin to turn, look over your shoulder. Big twist. One more inhalation. As you exhale, let it go and go the other way. Come back to center and place that foot inside of your thigh. Inhale, reaching up, exhale, bowing forward. Inhale, seeking length, exhale, going lower. Reaching your left hand forward, circle it up and over as it touches down, and let yourself lift. Beautiful. Find your way right back down to the mat. Crisscross those legs or swing them around. Come into a tabletop position on the center of your mat. Inhale, lower the belly to the floor and lift the heart. Exhale, roll the spine right to the sky. Inhale, dropping down. Exhale, rolling up. Inhale, dropping down. Exhale, rolling up. And one more time, just drop it down. And roll it up. Well done. Coming back to a neutral position, tuck the toes underneath you, pull the knees off the floor, downward facing dog. Perfect. So step your foot forward. That's going to allow you to have the best view of your screen. And then walk yourself to the front. From here, we're going to take a moment to reach for the lighter of your weights and roll yourself to a standing pose. There we go. Perfect. Let's inhale, bring the arms over your head. Exhale, just let them come back down. Again, inhale, circle up. Exhale, come on down. 2 more times. Inhale, circle up. Exhale, let them go. And then just one more time. Inhale, circle up. Pull the arms to goalpost arms. Turn the right toe to the right wall. Bend the knee. Good. Now push back and lift up for 8, and for 7, and for 6, and for 5, and for 4, and for 3, and for 2, and for 1. Return to center, keeping the elbows bent. Pull them in for 8, and for 7, and for 6, and for 5, and for 4, and for 3, and for 2, and for 1. Keep them right here. Turn the left toe to the left wall, bend the knee. Let's pull back and lift for 8, and for 7, and for 6, and for 5, and for 4, and for 3, and for 2, and for 1. Bring yourself back to center, arms overhead, flat back, halfway down, flat back. Soften the elbows, pull out to the side for 8, and for 7, and for 6, and for 5, and for 4, and for 3, and for 2, and for 1. Slowly rise to stand. Inhale, arms come all the way up. Turn the right toe to the right wall, bend the knee, pull the elbows down. Let's start again for 8, and for 7, and for 6, and for 5, for 4, for 3, and for 2, and for 1. Come back to the center and pull the elbows in for 8, and for 7, and for 6, and for 5, and for 4, and for 3, and for 2, and for 1. Turn their left toe to the left wall, bend the knee, let's press back for 8. This is it. For 7, and for 6, and for 5, and for 4, and for 3, and for 2, and for 1. Coming back to the center, pull the elbows down, fold forward halfway, bringing the weights in the front. Let's pull them out for 8, for 7, for 6, for 5, for 4, for 3, and for 2. One more time, come back to those goalpost arms, just pull them in, final set for 8, and for 7, and for 6, and for 5, and for 4, and for 3, and for 2, and for 1, and final set of coming halfway down of those chest presses, pull out for 8, and 7 flies, I should say, and 4 more. And we've done 3, minimum of 3 of everything. 2 more, and 1 more. Slowly drop all the way to the floor. Bring the weights to the floor. Lift them to their heads. Perfect. Push away so your back is really flat. Take a moment to really get the sensations here of your seat pulling towards the back of you, the head pulling towards the front, the rib cage and the belly drawing in. Beautiful. Now rest the right one on the floor and pull the right arm up. Take a twist. Beautiful. Bring it back down and go ahead and reach for that right weight and place it on the floor. Release the left. Take a twist from here. Trying to stack shoulders and arms the best you can. Beautiful. And then bring it back down, releasing both weights to the floor. Start to walk yourself over towards the left side. Take a deep side lunge right here. Perfect. And then staying as low to the ground as you can. Just shift yourself to the other side. Stay right there. Perfect. And then bring yourself back to the center and fold yourself in half. If your heavier weights are nearby, reach for them and slowly roll yourself up to a standing pose. Beautiful. Bring your feet together. Bending your knees into a chair pose, rotate your hands so the knuckles are forward and the fingers are behind you, and simply push back for 8, for 7, for 6, for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and then for 1. Rotate the weights and push forward, pull back, push forward, pull back. Feel free to switch the weights if you need to the lighter weights for 4, for 3, and for 2, and for 1. Stand tall. Bring the right knee up in front of you. Point your toe and tap the floor for 1, for 2, for 3, for 4, for 5, for 6, for 7. Hold it up on 8 and send it back behind you. And let the arms just hang below. Warrior 3, weighted. Perfect. Slowly come back to standing pose, bending the knees. Turn your knuckles forward and your fingers back. Press back for 8, for 7, for 6, for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1, rotate the weights and reach forward and back. 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Stand tall, lift the left knee up, point the toe, tap down and up for 8, for 7, for 6, for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, hold it up, send it back, weighted warrior 3, and hold right here. Bringing yourself back to standing pose, sit down last time. Knuckles forward, fingers back, roll the shoulders back, press back for 8. Squeeze at the very top of that lift. Good. 4 more. Here's 4. And here's 3. Here's 2. Here's 1. Rotate the waist, bend the elbows, and press forward and back, and forward and back, and forward and back, and forward and back for 4. For 3, and for 2, and for 1. Stand up nice and tall. Well done. Perfect. Step to the small end of your mat. Fold forward and place the weights on the floor. Then coming back to standing pose, inhale, bring the arms over the head. Exhale, open wide and bow forward. Inhale, rise halfway, and exhale, fold back down. Soften the knees, reach up to stand. And exhale, hands to heart. Perfect. All right, inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, open wide and bow forward. Inhale to a half fold. As you exhale, step back to plank pose. Take 1 breath in plank, and then exhale, hips up and back, down dog. 1 breath in down dog. Exhale, put the left knee down, open your gate to the right hand side. Dropping the arm towards your ear, pull the elbow and knee to touch for 8, for 7, for 6, for 5, for 4, for 3, and for 2, and for 1. Return yourself to plank pose and hit downward facing dog. Take a breath in, take a breath out. Step to the front of your mat. Inhale, rise, halfway. Exhale, fold. Soften the knees, root to rise, and hands to heart center. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, open wide and bow forward. Inhale, long spine, half fold. Exhale, touch down, step back to plank pose. 1 breath in plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Dropping the right knee, open your gate to the left hand side. Drop the arm to your ear, elbow, knee for 8, and for 7, and for 6, and for 5, and for 4, and for 3, and for 2, and for 1. Return to plank pose, and then downward facing dog. Breathe in, and breathe out. Step to the front of your mat. Rise halfway. And then exhale, fold. Soften the knees, root to rise, and exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, open wide and bow forward. Inhale, half fold. Exhale, step back to plank. 1 breath in plank. Exhale, down dog. Drop the left knee, open your gate to the right hand side. Arm comes to your ear, elbow, knee for 8, for 7, for 6, for 5, for 4, and for 3, and for 2, and for 1. Touch down, return to plank. Hips up, hips back, down dog. 1 breath in. A big exhale out. Step to the front of your mat. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, fold. Root to rise. And hands to heart center. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, open wide and bow forward. Inhale, half fold. Exhale, step back to plank. Lift the hips up and back, down dog. Drop the right knee, open your gate to the left. Drop the arm to your ear and elbow, knee for 8, and for 7, and for 6, and for 5, and for 4, and for 3, and for 2, and for 1. Find your plank pose and your downward facing dog. Breathe in and breathe out. Last set, step to the top of your mat. Rise halfway, fold back down. Root to rise and hands to heart center. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, open wide, bow forward. Inhale, half fold. Exhale, step back to plank, lift the hips up and back, down dog. Drop the left knee, open the gate to the right, drop the arm to the ear. Last set, let's go. It's 8, and 7, and 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Find plank pose, and then down dog. Breath in, sigh out, step forward, rise halfway, fold forward, root to rise, hands to heart center. This is it. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, half fold. Exhale, step back to plank. Find down dog. Drop the right knee, open the gate to the left-hand side, arm drops to the ear. Elbow knee for 8, and for 7, and for 6, and for 5, and for 4, and for 3, and for 2, and for 1. Find plank pose, find down dog. Breathe in, big exhale out, drop the knees to the mat. Let's take a moment in child's pose, a well-deserved moment. Allow yourself to rest. While we're here, let's slide the right arm to the left and just take a stretch. And then release it and switch arms to stretch. Good. And then right back to child's pose. Sliding your hands back towards your knees, just sit back on your knees if you can. Hero's pose. Bring the arms over your head and just push one of the elbows back. Take a nice stretch for your tricep. We're going to do another set of triceps and another set of bicep curls before we close today. And then switch. Perfect. Release and come tall on your knees, bringing the right foot forward. Placing your hands on top of your thigh, just glide into a nice deep lunge. Allow the fingertips to start to reach up to the sky, right next to your ears. Look up and fall back. One more breath here. Then exhale, just let your body come forward. As your hands touch the floor, tuck the back toe. Hit the knee up off the floor. Fire up that back leg. Rock forward and back. Beautiful. And then resting your left hand on the floor, pull the right one up, twist. Bringing the top hand back down, step your back foot in and out and straighten the front leg. Allow the toes to start to leave the floor and your heels stay rooted as you bow towards your knee. Fantastic. Rebend the knee, step back with the back foot and find your way back to down dog. And then dropping your knees, backing it up, bringing your left leg forward. Placing the hands on top of the thighs, allow your body to move forward. By placing your hands here, that prevents you from leaning forward. So just let the whole of your back just push. Beautiful. Now let the fingertips reach up. Arms near your ears or behind your ears if you have that flexibility. Gaze up and fall back. One more inhalation. And then exhale, just bow forward as your hands touch down. Tuck your back toe, lift the knee off the floor. Squeeze that black leg tight, rock forward, rock back. Beautiful. And then settle in, root the right hand to the floor and lift the left one up. Bringing the hand to the mat, step the back foot in and out and straighten out the front leg. Square the hips, pull the toes up if you can. Keep the heel grounded. If that doesn't work, keep your foot down. Nose towards knee. Fantastic. And then rebending the knee. This time simply step it forward, back to the top of your mat. Rise halfway. Fold back down. Soften the knees, root to rise. Perfect. Let's take a tree pose here. So bringing the right foot up to the inside of the left thigh or wherever your body allows you to do tree pose. Find your balance and find something to gaze at, to focus on. Use the outer thigh to push deep into that foot, hands to the heart. Roll the shoulders down your back. Remember, your shoulders belong to your back. They don't belong to your chest. So they always want to fall that way. As you find your balance, begin to lift the arms up and let them separate. Soften the shoulders and just hang right here. Beautiful. Circling them down back behind you. Push them away from you. Chest is open. Your gaze is forward. And then release your foot to the floor and let it go. Beautiful. Let's take it to the other side. So take your time, do what you need to find your balance. When your balance is intact, the best you can do, lift the arms, separate the arms, open the arms, soften the shoulders. Beautiful. Tuck the hips, squeeze those glutes. Root deep, and then circle the arms back behind you, and then kind of push them away as your heart opens. Lift your head just a tiny bit. You can do this. And then release yourself from this pose. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, open wide and bow forward. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, step back to plank. Take one breath in plank, and let's take our first chaturanga, either knees or full chaturanga. Rise up to cobra or upward facing dog, and then hips up, hips back, down dog. Inhale, the right leg comes to the sky, bend the knee, stack and open it up. Straighten it back up, this time bring the knee to your right elbow. Push it back. Bring it to your left elbow. Push it back. Bring it to the center and pause. Step it forward. Beautiful. Reach for the heavier of your weights and stand up to crescent lunge. Here we are. Opening the weights for bicep curls once again. Let's dip and curl for 8, for 7, for 6, for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and for 1. Stay here, hinge forward. Bring the weights to your hips. Press back for 8, for 7, for 6, for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and for 1. Bring yourself upright. One more set. Just dip and lift. Dip and lift. We've already done our minimum on the side, so we'll just do 2 sets. 2 more. 1 more. Stay low. Bring the weights to your hips, hinge forward, press back for 8, for 7, for 6, for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and for 1. Move your weights to the floor. Keep your hands on top as you step to plank. Perfect. Bring the right knee to right elbow, left knee to left, right knee, left, right knee, left, and 1 more. Hips up and hips back. Step those weights out of the way and place your hands on the floor. Inhale, left leg reaches up. Exhale, bend the knee and open up. Inhale, straighten it. Exhale, bring the knee to the left upper arm or elbow. Push it back. Bring it to the right. Push it back. Bring it to the center and pause. Step forward. Reach for your weights. Stand tall. We have one more time. Dip it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stay low, hinge forward, press back for 8, for 7, for 6, for 5, for 4, for 3, and for 2, for 1. Stand tall, dip for 8, and for 7, and for 6, and for 5, and for 4, and for 3, and for 2, and for 1. Stay low, hinge, press back for 8, for 7, for 6, for 5, for 4, for 3, and for 2, and for 1. Reach down to the mat, step back to a plank. Left knee, left elbow, and switch, and switch, and switch, and switch, and switch. One more set. You've got this. Stay with me. Hips up, hips back. Release your weights. Take a breath in and a big sigh out. Let it go. Beautiful. Step to the front of your mat. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, fold. Soften the knees. Stand tall. Bring the hands to heart. Step back and face the front once again. Wide legs. Bring the hands to your waist. Pull the shoulders back behind you. Breathe in, leading with the heart. Let's move forward. Toes are facing forward. Keep the head looking forward until you pass midway and then start to drop it. So right now, think, where is your weight? For me, it's hanging back on the heels. That's natural. You want to shift it to the balls of your feet. In doing so, squeeze the muscles above your kneecaps, pull the belly in and pull the hip towards the sky. Drop your hands towards the floor. Fold. Beautiful. And then lift halfway. Just push through those fingertips. Hopefully those lighter weights are nearby. You can reach for them. And then roll yourself to a standing pose. Inhale, arms reach up, turning the right toe to the right wall. Just pull them down to warrior 2 and back up. Down to warrior 2 and back up. Down to warrior 2 and back up. And down to warrior 2 and back up. 4 more for 4, and for 3, and for 2. And then hold that warrior 2, circle back for 4, for 3, for 2, and then circle forward for 4, for 3, for 2, and for 1. Rise to center and lower the weights all the way down. Pull them right to your chin with squat. So toes point out. Let's go for 8, and for 7, and for 6, and for 5, and for 4, and for 3, and for 2, and for 1. Release. Bring the weights overhead. Prepare for warrior 2 to the left. Drop down. Pull back. Only 2 sets of these. And back. Down. And back. And down. And back. For 4. And for 3. And for 2. One more time and hold. Circle back for 4, for 3, for 2, and circle forward for 4, for 3, for 2, and rise to center and bring the arms all the way down. Pull the heels in for 8, for 7, for 6, for 5, for 4, and for 3, and for 2, and for 1. Stand nice and tall. Bring the right arm up to the front and down, left and down, right and down and left and down, right and down, left and down. We've got 2 more. Good. Now let's take them out to the side. So take it out and end, out and end, out. You've got this. And out and end for 4, for 3, and for 2, and for 1. Now we'll do 1 of each. So right arm up and down, left arm, and then side to side, out and in. Let's go again. Is forward for 2 and side for 2. Good. And forward for 2 and then side for 2. And forward for 2 and side for 2. And forward for 2, almost there. And side for 2, just 3 more sets. And forward for 2. And side for 2. And forward for 2. And side for 2. And this is it, you guys, 1 more set. Forward for 2. And then side for 2. Perfect. Bring the arms over your head. And then halfway down. And all the way up. And halfway down. All the way up. And halfway down. And all the way up. And halfway down for 4. And for 3. And for 2. And then for 1. Bring them all the way down. And release. Well done. All right, let's do our final set of squats. Let's pull up for 8. And for 7. And for 6. And for 5. And for 4. And for 3. And for 2. And for 1. Beautiful. Turn your toes back to the front. Fold forward and release your weights. Bringing your hands to your hips, your chin to your chest, roll back to stand, and bring the hands behind your back. We'll take this opportunity to fold once again, but also stretch. So pull your shoulders as far back as you can. Pull your knuckles towards the floor. Start to bring the arms away from your body and then bow forward as far as you can go. Roll to the balls of your feet, pull the belly in, lift the hips to the sky. You've got this. And then dropping the arms back down to the floor. Let's take a nice twist. Just lift one of the arms up. It doesn't matter this time. And then switch sides. And bring it down. Move those weights out of your way so you do not kick them. As you move forward, roll yourself to standing, and let's move to a nice flow before we hit ourselves back down to the floor. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, long spine as you bow forward. Inhale, half fold. Exhale, step back to plank. 1 breath in plank. Exhale, chaturanga or down dog. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Stepping the right foot forward, spin the back heel. Rise to a warrior 1. Open up to warrior 2. Inhale to a peaceful warrior. Exhale, side angle reach. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Exhale, step back to plank. Take 1 breath in plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale the cobra. Exhale, down dog. Step the left foot forward. Spinning the back heel, warrior 1. Open up, warrior 2. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Exhale, side angle reach. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Exhale, hand touches down, step back to plank. Take 1 breath in plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Breathe in, breathe out. Gazing forward, step or try and maybe hop forward. Inhale, half fold. Exhale, refold. Rise to and stand. And exhale, hands to heart. Just 1 more. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, half fold. Exhale, step back and lower. Or take down dog if you don't want your chaturanga. Inhale the cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right leg forward. Spin the back heel, warrior 1. Open up to warrior 2. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, peaceful triangle, straighten the leg. Exhale, forward triangle. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Exhale, step back to plank and lower. Downward facing dog. Left foot comes forward. Bending the back heel, rise to warrior one. Open up, warrior two. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, peaceful triangle. Exhale, triangle pose. Find space, align your body properly, feel that stretch, that reach. Let's bend the front knee, come back to peaceful warrior, and use this as our transition to take it back down to plank pose. One breath in plank, exhale, lower. Inhale the cobra, and this time child's pose. Well-deserved child's pose. Very active class today. I encourage you always to pay attention to your body. Just watch if you need to. Child's pose is your pose to take if you feel you need a break. Fantastic. Let's slowly come up and find a way to the mat. So any way you want, just bring your knees forward, bring your seat to the floor. And then before we lie down, extend your legs long. Let's take the ball, if you have it nearby, or a weight, and place it, go ahead, please. Place it on the right side of your foot, of your right leg. Let it just rest there. Bring your hands to your heart or cross your arms any way you want. We're going to take the right leg and lift it over the ball and back. So take it 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7. Last one, you've got this. Don't worry, no 3 sets on this one. Come all the way up. Change that ball, but first let's stretch. So bring that leg behind you. We are not doing 3 sets of those. We're just doing 1. Perfect. That one gets that quadricep, I'm sure you felt, and your core as well. Bring the leg back straight and prepare for the other side. So place the ball there, just let it rest. And if it doesn't work, put a weight there, pillow there, it doesn't matter, or imagine. All right, let's lift. For 8, for 7, for 6, for 5, and for 4, and for 3, and for 2. Oh my goodness. Last one, and release. Pull that leg back and stretch that quadricep muscle. Well done, you guys. Oof. And let's bring our leg back forward, put your feet to the floor, and let's slowly bring the ball with you. Just leave it by your side for a moment and roll yourself back to the mat. Perfect. Bring it, let's go ahead and place that ball between our legs right here and bring the hands behind the head. Open the elbows wide. So your arms are resting on the elbow. Then pull the elbows towards the sky so they're right next to your head. Remember, this is just a position. You're not here to pull the head. You're here to just show direction. So bring your knees and your elbows towards each other for 1. And for 2, remember the legs are doing more of the work. Your arms are just providing a target for those knees. Lift and tap, lift and tap, lift and tap and lift and tap for 4 and for 3 and for 2 and for 1. Place those feet down and open the arms and rest. Breathe in, breathe out. Curl the elbows in Let's go again. For 8 and tap. 7. Tap. Remember, the knees are coming towards the elbows. We are not pulling on our head. 4 more. For 4. And for 3. And for 2. And for 1. Lower down, open the arms, breathe in. And breathe out. Well done. And we have one last set. So curl the elbows in. And let's pull our knees to elbows. For 8. And for 7. And for 6. And for 5. And for 4. And for 3. And for 2. And for 1. Feet touch down, arms open up. Release your arms out wide. Remove that ball from you. Bring your knees to the right and hang out there. Let them come over to the left-hand side. Just let them hang out there. Bringing them back to the center, bring that right knee in towards you and give it a couple really nice hip circles, crossing your body and pulling it out wide, crossing your body, pulling it out wide, crossing your body and out wide. One more time where we'll keep it out wide. We'll reach for our ankle and flex your foot and pull your knee towards the floor. Perfect. From here, grab the inside of your foot or the inside of your ankle and push your leg out wide. Straight leg. Bring it to center. Both hands touch that leg as you pull it in a little closer, or you flex your foot and point it up. One more time, just an easy flex and point. Maybe move that ankle around a little bit. Other way. And then reaching for your foot, pull it towards the opposite shoulder and take a sleeping pigeon pose. Beautiful. Release, bringing your feet to the floor. Pull the left knee into you. Let's draw those circles, crossing your body, a big circle. So you cross your body a little, pull it out wide, keep your body rooted and still on the floor. Good. Next time you bring it to the outside, keep it there and reach for your ankle. Pull the knee towards the floor, flex your foot. Half of a happy baby pose. Reaching for the foot or the inside of your ankle, just push your leg out to the side. Bring the leg to center. Reach for the leg and just bring it in towards you, or we'll take those flexes and points a couple times, and then ankle circles both ways. And then reaching for your foot, just take it across your body, bring that right knee in. Touching your feet back to the mat, reach for your ball, place it underneath your sacrum once again. And from here, we're going to go ahead, tuck your shoulders under, extend your legs out long, or with your feet touching and your knees wide. Just feel what works for you. If this does not work for you, ditch the ball and move to the floor. But we started with open heart. Now we're going to end with these open hips. And it shouldn't be stressful. If you feel stressed, this is not for you. Just breathe a couple times to honor the openness within you. And then if you're still on that ball, ever so carefully bring your feet to the floor to neutralize, and then remove the ball. Lower slowly back down. And let the legs go out long, right into your Shavasana. So soften the shoulders, the chest. Scan your body for any tensions you might have. And remember, the key to releasing that tension is your exhale. So breathe in and big exhale, right where that tension lies. Take this well-deserved quiet moment. Find a bit of stillness, quietness. Been really active today, so closing your practice quietly is super important. Begin to create a little movement, fingers in your toes. Bringing the knees into your chest, bring yourself to your side. And then find your way up to your easy pose. Bringing the hands to the heart, as always, close your eyes. Since we worked really hard today, let's take one more nice cleansing breath. So breathe in really deep through the nose, fill up your lungs, fill up your belly, pause at the top, open the back of your throat, just let it go out super slow, super long, until you have nothing left to expel. And then just take a couple easy breaths. And because our practice today was based on weight and strength and getting ourselves stronger, this is perfect for today. Life doesn't get easier or more forgiving. We simply get stronger and more resilient. Namaste, my friends.
Namaste.